Every LGBT person has this experience where they meet another gay person for the first time. When I was 16, there was no internet. There was no way for me to find another gay person without actually saying to someone, I'm gay, are you gay too? I mean, if I did that, I probably would have been beaten up because Southeast London was not a good place to be gay in the 90s. So how do you find your first gay experience when there's no internet? You can't ask anyone. You're just stuck in this world of I can't tell anyone anything about who I am, otherwise I will be severely in danger. So how did I do it? How did I find my first gay club? Well, I went to a shop on the other side of London to buy a copy of Gay Times. Back then, I didn't have internet at all. I didn't even have internet on a computer, let alone on a smartphone. Now you can just look it up on Google, boom, you found your gay club. But I couldn't do that. So I got this magazine, I took it home and I'm reading it. And in the back of the magazine, there was a list of clubs and bars for gay people. And I was like, I can't go to one in London. What if someone sees me? But where else am I going to go in the country? But I had family who lived up in Blackpool, which is on the northwest coast. It's on the beach, famous for a tower and pretty lights, which was cool for me. I used to like going there for holidays to see my family. So I thought, this is a good place to go for the first time because nobody there knows me. The person I was staying with was my great aunt, and she was in her 80s, so she wouldn't care. So I was like, Mom, can I go and stay with Auntie Peggy for a few days over Easter holiday? So it was 1997. It was school holidays for Easter, and I was like, right, I'm going to go on holiday to see my great aunt in Blackpool, and while I'm there, I'm going to go to this. First, it was a pub, and then I went to a club afterwards. But all I had was a name and an address from the advert in the back of this magazine. So I have to get one of these old-fashioned things called a map. And I look up on the map, where's my aunt's house? Okay, where's the club? Mapped out my journey. It was about a 10-minute walk from the house, which was convenient because if I got a little bit too drunk, I could just crawl home. And yeah, I did get a little bit too drunk, but we'll carry on with that part towards the end of the story. So I'm 16, and obviously you can't drink at 16 years old in the UK, can't go clubbing, can't do anything. So I had to find a way to get into the club to start with. So I made a fake ID. Luckily, I was pretty clever, and I owned a printing business, so I made my own fake ID. Bit naughty, slap, slap, but I did it anyway. So I go to this pub. It's called the Flying Handbag. There was a bouncer on the door. I just walked straight in. Bouncer didn't care, didn't check ID or anything. I was like, okay, boss one defeated. Immediately, I'm met by this wall of smoke and beer, which was horrible. I hate smoke and I hate beer smell, but that's what pubs are. And back in the 90s, there was no rules about smoking inside or anything like that. So I go up to the bar and I'm really nervous. Do I order a drink? Do I order alcohol? Can I get away with it? My fake ID. So I'm going to get a vodka and Coke, please. And he looks at me a bit weird. He's like, you got any ID? Yeah, what's my ID? Showed him my fake ID and he was like, okay. Gives me my vodka and Coke and I was like, yes, I won. Okay. So I'm standing there absolutely terrified, surrounded by men everywhere. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? There was a drag queen who was DJing and she was absolutely hilarious. And she clocked me straight away. And I was her favorite pet for the whole night. So I'm there and I'm drinking my vodka and Coke. And then some guy comes up to me and is like, what do you want to make? Do you want to go to the toilet, have a quick blowjob, 50 quid? Um, no, I'm good, thanks. I'll just stay here. And I was like, go away. And back then, it was actually illegal for under 18s to have sex. if you were gay. It was legal if you were straight, but if you were gay, no. So I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. I'm just going to stand here and drink my drink. And it was just so awkward. I just felt so out of place. But it was the first time I'd ever been in a room with other gay people. And it was like, what? This is crazy. There's loads of cool people. And I met some people. We were chatting. And afterwards, when the pub closed, on the back of the pub, there was a nightclub called Flamingoes. So afterwards, we all went into the club. And having the absolute time of my life. I'd never been to an actual club before. I've been to parties in London with like friends. We'd get together and we'd like hire a dance hall or something like that, like or weddings, that kind of event, but not to an actual nightclub, and certainly not a gay one. So I'm in the club, I'm dancing, I'm drinking, meeting loads of cool people. Met this guy who was so hot, and I just when he walked past me, I just smelled him, and there was this amazing smell. I was like, what is that? It was Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Male fragrance. I was like, wow, this is so nice. And I've been addicted to that fragrance ever since. So I'm in the club, meeting all these cool people, and they said, do you want to come back to our house afterwards for the after party? Right. Maybe. What goes on at after parties? So I don't know what I was doing, but I went back to these random people's houses that happened to be on the same road that I was staying on with my aunt. It's literally like 20 houses up the road. So I'm there, I'm drinking more vodka. I'm absolutely hammered. Got a little bit hungry. I'm like, yum yum yum. So I eat some chocolate. Do not mix vodka and chocolate. Bad plan. So I just throw up all over this random guy's house. Didn't make the best first impression. And I was so hammered I couldn't stand up. And it was so embarrassing. They had to call me a taxi to drive 20 houses down the same road because I couldn't walk. I got into my aunt's house and I collapsed in the bathroom with my head in the toilet, throwing up. She didn't know what to do. And the poor old lady, she's 80-odd years old. And she's got some 16-year-old kid blacked out in her bathroom on the floor. So she did the only thing that she knew how to do, and she called one of her friends, just like, can you help me? Nephew's a bit messed up. And this guy who used to rent a room from her, he came in and made me this ridiculously strong black coffee. Must have been like 4 spoonfuls of coffee and no sugar. It was just disgusting. Forced me to drink it. I threw up again. And yeah, that was a good memory of my first ever gay clubbing experience. After that, I was like, yeah, I love this. This is amazing. I love raving. I love music. I love dancing. I love being around gay people. And next time I went clubbing, it was in London, in a club called GAY, which is now closed down. The original version, which at the Astoria got bulldozed. But yeah, I went there when I was 16, and to a club called Heaven, which was one of the most famous gay nightclubs in the whole world. And I went there, and it was such a cool experience. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people. GAY on a Saturday night could have 5,000 people easy. Same in Heaven. Just like, wow, this is so crazy. There's literally thousands and thousands of people like me. I'm not that weird. I'm a bit weird, but I'm not completely alone in this world. There are other weird people that are like me. So I guess I'd go out on the weekends, go back to school during the week, and then on a Friday, Saturday night, I'd pretend I was staying at a friend's house, and I'd go clubbing in London. Sometimes sleep in the train station because I can't go home at 5 o'clock in the morning if I'm staying at a friend's house. So I would hang out in London afterwards. Maybe I'd go to a cafe or something, chill out for a bit. But I thought, when do I tell anyone else about this? When do I tell someone that I'm gay? And that moment was just so terrifying to me that I couldn't say those words to someone. So how did you first come out? If you're gay and you're watching this, how did you first tell anyone that you were gay? I don't want to do it while I'm at school because I was bullied every day anyway. And if they knew that I was also gay as well, then it just would have been a complete nightmare. So I was like, I'm going to wait until the end of my GCSEs. In England, at 16 you take GCSEs, and then after that you go into secondary school, into the sixth form where you do A levels. But what I was doing, I was taking a gap year between my GCSEs and my A levels to go to America. So I was like, well, now's a good time to tell some friends the truth and see what happens. If you want to hear that story of what happened when I took 3 of my friends to a gay bar and they didn't know it was a gay bar, and they found out after 2 hours of being in there. If you want to hear that story, comment below, tell me the story, and I'll let you know what happened when I came out to my school friends, and see if it resonates with your personal first coming out story. So if you want to see it, you've got to like and comment below on this video, and I will make the next one for you and tell you what happened when I first came out to my friends. See you in the next one.